What's up, people? It's your boy again, the Bold Line Label Boss. You know what I mean? Coming at you guys again with another series on entrepreneurship, another talk on entrepreneurship. And today's topic is how to raise capital for your entrepreneurship venture. You see what I mean? When we think of starting an entrepreneurship venture, first thing that most people think about is capital. How do we raise the funds to start a business? How do we raise the funds to start your entrepreneurship your entrepreneurship venture? You see what I mean? So I'm going to go over 3 different ways on how you can raise capital to start an entrepreneurship venture. It doesn't just take capital to run a successful business, okay? Like we've been covering for the past videos, check out my older videos. It takes time, okay? It takes good management, okay? It takes organization, okay? It takes a whole lot of things, to start a successful business. And capital is one of those cornerstone ones, one of those really important things that you need to start a business. And you got to get that money, to start a business. That's just, it is what it is, all right? It takes capital. It takes capital to run a business, all right? That's why a lot of people don't do it. So I own a printing company, okay? The Bold Lion Label Custom Prints and Apparel. The Bold Lion Label LLC, Custom Prints and Apparel. This is some of the things that I do, okay? This is some of the things that I do right here, so that's what I do. I've been doing it for 7 years, okay? All right? So there's 3 different ways on how to raise capital starting a business, and I'll go over the one that I did, how I raised capital to start my own business, okay? So first way I'm going to give some pros and cons to each point, okay? So 3 different ways, right? So the first way is to get a loan, okay? You get a loan from the bank, right? You get a loan from the bank, you have to write out, a business plan, show the banks on how you're going to execute this entrepreneurial plan of yours so they can get their money back, okay? They're not trying to loan just any average Joe Schmo that's not ready for a business in their eyes to just give them money, because that's going to be a loss, for them. The banks are not trying to take any losses. So you got to have your I's dotted and your T's crossed, with your business plan, your business proposal to present to them, so they can give you a loan, okay? That's the first way. So the pros on that is that, if you get everything right, all your I's are dotted, your T's crossed, and they approve you, you get a nice large chunk of money right off. You get a nice large chunk of money, straight off the bat, and you can have that capital to work with. You can get your machinery, you can get your equipment, you can hire employees, you have money for marketing, you got that money just right off the bat, and that gives you a lot of power, that gives you a lot of leverage, as compared to maybe others that are in that same industry as you, because you're coming in full throttle. You got all your things in place, you got all your your equipment, your employees, and you have a business right out the box, so it's a marvelous thing, because that plays into business psychology as to where when a customer comes into your store front or your shop or visits your website even, everything looks put together, everything looks pristine, everything, all the things are in place. So, because you have this monetary backing, you see what I mean? All right, so that's a big pro in that. You get the big large lump sum, and everything is ready for you right out the gate. All right. The big con in this, and why personally I don't really like it. Well, I do loans, but in certain with certain exceptions. All right. I do approve loans. I'll do a loan if once I already have my business established and it's already going, and maybe I have to buy a big ticket item. If I have to get a big ticket item and I already have some clientele already asking for this particular service or good, then I will get a loan to get that big ticket item. And even with that, I don't like loans. I don't like because I'm a firm believer of being a slave to your lender. I don't like loans, but what I would do is to save at least 50 to 80% of that whatever that machinery or equipment is, and buy it and pay out the rest. That's if I don't buy it right off. Okay, so that's the only way I would really do loans, just me personally. Okay, everybody does them. So the big con with getting a loan with starting a business is that you are starting off in the red. Okay, you're starting off in the red, meaning that you have to pay your monthlies. You have to pay your monthlies, and or else whatever equipment or whatever that you've bought will be repossessed. You see what I mean? So you're starting off in the red in that you're incurring another bill. Okay, you're incurring a whole nother bill, and the banks don't play. You don't pay once, you don't pay twice. By the third time, they might be knocking at your door. They might be sending you those red letters. Those letters with red writing, like, hey, look, we coming for your stuff. And your whole business is you're at risk for losing your full business if you don't keep up with those payments. And like I've said in previous videos, it takes time sometimes for word of mouth to get out, for the algorithms to hit on your business. If you're online, it takes time for people to know you, to know that your business is established. So you don't have a lot of good time on your hands when you're dealing with a loan, because as soon as you get that loan, you have to start paying that back immediately. You see what I mean? So another con with getting a loan is that you're putting control solely into these bankers' hands. Okay, all they have to do is say no. They say no to you, and your dreams are shot. They say no to you, and your dreams are done. So you don't want to put that much power into other people's hands. Being an entrepreneur is problem solving and taking control of situations and issues. So if you have a money problem, don't look at that as an obstacle. Look at that as a problem to solve. And that right there is one of the sole things that entrepreneurs do, solving problems. Okay, putting out fires. So that's one way of starting a business or raising capital to start a business, is by getting a loan. Okay, the second way that you can raise capital to starting a business is similar to the first one, which is getting money from friends and family, or getting like an inheritance. Okay, this one is very similar to a loan, but the difference between this and a loan is that if you got like an inheritance or something, that money is pretty much yours. You see what I mean? It's gifted to you from maybe a previous ancestor or generational person, and that money is yours. You can do whatever you please with it. Okay, it's another thing is maybe you're born into money, right? You're born into money, and maybe this is loaned to you by maybe a family member, an uncle, aunt, mom, dad. You still have to pay it back, right? but instead of the hard line that the loan takes, they have a little bit more leniency on you. You see what I mean? They don't have as strict of terms, on you like how a bank would have. They can say, okay, pay it back within, X amount of years, this amount of money. But since they're family or a friend, they have a little bit more leniency on you. They're more understanding of things, but you still have to pay it back, but they're just a little bit more understanding and not as hard lined as, a bank would be. The pros in getting money from a family member or with an inheritance is that, especially if you get it from an inheritance, that money is yours, okay? That money is all yours, and it's very similar to a loan in that, you have all your money right off. You can get the nice bells and whistles, to get your business started. You can, your marketing, your equipment, everything. You've got that off rip, and, you're in there, you're fully established, you got your employees. Now you just have to get your clientele, so that's the big pro in that. Another pro is like how I stated earlier, if you get it from an inheritance, it's all yours, of course. If you get it from friends and family, they might have a little bit more lenience towards you as far as paying it back. You see what I mean? You don't have you don't have the big contracts, weighing on your back. It doesn't go on your credit, that sort of thing. So you have a whole lot more leniency because it's by friends and family. Cons to getting your finances to start your business from friends and family. They might want some of your equity. Okay, all right. If you're not paying this back, or they might want to get a percentage of your business. All right. Another con is that even though they're not as stringent as the banks, they still want their money back. You see what I mean? They still want their money back. Yeah, they might be cool with you and everything like that, but they still want their money back. All right. Or else Thanksgiving dinners might be a little awkward. You see what I mean? So you want to keep your family intact. You want to keep your friends and stuff intact. You keep them happy and pay that loan back. As they have wanted. Another con that might be with getting your money, your finances from your friends and family is that they might not have enough. Okay, the loan, if you ask for $250K, they're going to give you $250K. You see what I mean? But with from family and friends, you might be well off. You guys might be well off. Your folks might have it. Look at Trump. He borrowed $1 million from his dad. It was nothing, right? So with you, you might want to borrow that same million, but with your friends and your family, they might have 250. You see what I mean? They might have 100. So getting your capital from friends and family might be partial, okay? It might be partial, and that is another con from getting your finances from friends and family. The third way on how to get capital for starting your business, and this is the way that I took, okay? This is the way that I took, is getting it out of the mud, okay? Getting it out of the mud. And that's a little bit of a slang term, but let me break that down to you. Getting it out of the mud means getting it by yourself, hustling for it, working for it, and, getting your startup capital that way. Okay. All right. That's what a lot of people do. You see, not a lot of us come from wealth. Not all of us have the greatest credits, to get a bank loan, but they will give you that car loan though. You see what I mean? Ain't that something? Not a lot of us, come from, these wealthy backgrounds to where, we can just go to friends and family, or we can just, get a loan from a bank. All right. So getting it out the mud. So this is going to require you to live below your means. All right. I use that term a lot. It's going to require you to live below your means. This is going to require you to make some sacrifices, and this is going to require you to stack money until you get to a point of of starting your business. Okay, all right. You're also going to need a business plan too. All right. You're also going to need a business plan and definitely a plan of action so that you can execute in the best way. But to gain capital, in this type of method, you have to I would recommend staying in school. You see what I mean? Getting a higher paying job. Work that job. Live below your means. The way that I did it, is that I went to school. I graduated from nursing school, right? I stacked my money. I lived below my means. I stacked my money. Got about 40K, and then got some machinery, started in my house, and it built up from there. Okay, so that's the way that's how I would recommend doing it, because that's how I did it. But if you don't want to go the college route, then you'll probably have to work a couple of jobs, 2 or 3 jobs. You see what I mean? You're going to be working hard. You're not going to have a lot of time in your hands. Work 2, 3 jobs, stack that money, live below your means. You might have to stay with your moms or your dad. All right. You might have to stay with the family member, or rent like maybe a 1-bedroom house or a 1-bedroom spot or something. Stack your money, right? Then execute your plan. All right. Execute your plan. All right. So the pro in this is that you owe nobody nothing. Okay, you're not starting out in the red. You see what I mean? Everything that you are attaining, that you are building, is yours. You see, no bank can come and reclaim that. No bank can come in and just take that. You see what I mean? Because it's all yours. You've got no loans from friends or family. You've got no loans from banks. Okay, so that's the big pro in that. Another pro in that is a little bit more psychological. Okay, it's a little bit more psychological in that you have the confidence now that you have set a goal and you've attained it. Okay, you set a goal and you've attained it by stacking this money and executing your plan. That right there builds your ego, and it builds you to where you can do the next thing and do the next thing and do the next thing and execute it, because it gives you that ego, it gives you that confidence, right? Another pro is that there's a difference on how you spend money when it's easily given to you versus when you earn it. Okay, when you earn this money is by your blood, sweat, and tears, and you do not let it go as frivolously. You don't let it go as frivolously. I can't say that word. You don't let it go as frivolous. You don't spend it as frivolously. Whatever. You guys know what I'm saying. So, you're much more wise. You're much more cautious. You're much more strategic on how you spend your money, versus if you're giving a loan, you're just boom, 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 buying this, buying that, and buying this. Okay, if you earn it, you're much more strategic and much more cautious, because it took a while for you to stack that money, and you don't want to just blow it anyhow. The cons in getting it out the mud and getting it on your own is that it takes time. Okay, it takes time. We live in this microwave society where we want things now. Okay, you look on social media, you see all your friends, all your family, everybody's got these things now. Everybody's on vacation. People is getting these new cars, these new big houses, these new this, new furniture, new that. You see what I mean? So that can play in your psychology, and that you just want to say forget it. But don't. Stay on course and endure, and with time you're going to achieve your goals. Okay, all right. It takes time, and that's something that we, as a generation, as a time epoch, just are not very good at. We want things very microwave, and we want things right now. You understand? So that's a big con. Okay. Another con with getting it on your own is that it's sacrificial. Okay, it's sacrificial. You're gonna have to live below your means. You're going to have to live below your means because, like I've stated in previous videos, you should go watch my videos. You have to, bills are coming every month, right? Bills are coming every month, so you have to live way below your means. It's sacrificial. You have to live, maybe not in the biggest house. Okay, you might need to get that 1 bedroom. Okay, you might not be able to get that car. You see what I mean? That new car. You're gonna have to get you a used car. You see what I mean? A bucket. You see, that's what a beat up car. You see what I mean? All right, you're gonna have to not get the freshest Jordans, right? You can't get the clothes like how you probably want to. It's very sacrificial, and that can take a toll on your social life. That can take a toll on your social life. That's another con. It can take a toll on your social life because you don't have the freshest gear, you don't have the freshest car. How you gonna get the girlies, man? You know what I'm saying? When you do, maybe get a date or something, you gotta explain to the girl or the guy, like, look, this is my situation right now, but because this is what I'm trying to do, and we're gonna have to chill on this couch. But always be creative. You see what I mean? It can still be done. Be creative, and whoever is for you is going to understand and know what you're doing, and be there by you, even support you, even help you with things that you might need along the way. That might be the one that sticks with you. Okay, so that's another con with that. It's extremely sacrificial, and you might have to pay that price socially, because you're doing deep sacrifices. Okay, so those are the 3 main ways that have just come to my mind on how to start a business. I mean, there's other ways, of course. You can sell property, you can sell assets, you can do other things. If there's any other ones that I'm missing, comment below. Like the video, you see what I mean? Subscribe, follow. I will really appreciate that. I'm giving the game, how it's come to me. I'm just a regular person, just like the average person. I'm a regular person that had a 9-to-5, that switched to entrepreneurship, and I'm sharing my journey. I've been in business for 7 years, so I do have something to say. You see what I mean? I'm not the biggest out there, but I do have a little bit of knowledge to share. So like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if I've missed anything as far as like how else you can raise capital for your business. And I will check you guys later. I appreciate you guys, man. All right, until next time. Yeah, boss. Yes, sir.